Namaskar and greetings from Nrityanjali. Welcome to Nrityanjali Fest 2021, Interschool Competitions that were held from November to January. We welcome you all to the prize function, but to begin with, please rise for the Nrityanjali anthem.
Satyamangal Premamaya Tumi Dhruva Jyoti Tum Andhakarmi Satyamangal Premamaya Tumi Dhruva Jyoti Tum Andhakarmi Pyar Muskan Seva Mein Hai Sampurna Atma Gyan Pyar Muskan Seva Mein Hai Sampurna Atma Gyan Satyamangal Premamaya Tumi Dhruva Jyoti Tum Andhakarmi Nrityanjali hai mukta aangan Nritya Sangeet Abhinay Sangam Nrityanjali hai mukta aangan Nritya Sangeet Abhinay Sangam Vyakitva vikasi hamara hai dhar Vyakitva vikasi hamara hai dhar Satya शक्ति और स्वीकृति सत्य शक्ति और स्वीकृति.
Thank you. We now move on to the program. Once again, welcome to this prize giving function. This is the 35th year of Nrityanjali, celebrating Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competitions. We started way back in 1987 when we had only one zone to kind of begin with. But today we have spread across. There's a special thing that we had this year also, being the 35th year and also the second year for us to continue with the virtual program. We had some guest schools from across India to participate in this competition. But before going ahead, a little read about certain guidelines that we need to understand when such big events are held. So dear principals, teachers, parents, and students. Firstly, congratulations for participating and winning at the Nrityanjali Fest 2021 virtual events. Of course, it was due to the pandemic that we had to go virtual. And so this year, the participation has been restricted in order to make the experience convenient and manageable. We're sure all the participants enjoyed the process. We do thank you all for all the support that you lended to us. Please note that the results declared are the final judgments of our judges. There may not be any winners in some events if the judges felt that the performance was below average. Nrityanjali has a standard and we always follow an international format of conducting the competitions, including the way we assess the performances of the students. Nrityanjali does not like to interfere and will never interfere and always respects the judgments of our esteemed judges. So here's we begin with the Nrityanjali Fest Interschool Competition prize function. And let me welcome our Managing Director and Trustee, Dr. Anona Guha Madam, to give the welcome address to lovely audiences here present. Over to Anona, ma'am.
Thank you, Girish sir. Namaskar and greetings. Respected, honored guest, Mr. Goyal, Founder Chairman, Nrityanjali, Dr. Tushar Guha sir, Nrityanjali Board of Trustees, Nrityanjali Fest Zone Heads, judges, volunteers, principals, teachers, parents, and dear boys and girls. Welcome to the online prize distribution ceremony of the 35th Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competitions. Having the online fest itself during such difficult times shows how we human beings have the ability to adapt, to be positive, and to be creative. Nrityanjali Fest started in 1987 when Nrityanjali turned 25 years old, and it was the vision of our founder and mentor, Dr. Tushar Guha sir. The idea was, and still is, to provide an opportunity to children to express their talent, to overcome hesitation and fear, to be multidimensional, to discover themselves. And bring back glory to our school and to our family. At the same time, Nrityanjali Fest teaches us the spirit of sportsmanship, and also that we may not win every event, but we must learn to lose gracefully. Our zone heads, Mrs. Maitri Khedekar, Central Zone, Mrs. Sangeeta Sawant, Western Zone, Mrs. Geeta Chandrasekharan, Navi Mumbai Zone, Mrs. Neeta Parekh, South Mumbai Zone, have put in a lot of initiatives, a lot of efforts to put together the various aspects of online Nrityanjali Fest. This year, we are also commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and we have had specific topics in events dedicated towards the same. In drawing, we had topics like Vision of Samriddha Bharat, 75th year of celebrating freedom. We had topics in elocution like gender equality, climate change, global warming, health is wealth. All participants of Nrityanjali Fest did wonderfully well. And I know as parents, we must have put in a lot of efforts to encourage our children, to prepare them, to give them hope and to give them direction. Our schools, our teachers, principals create the base of our children's learning, growth, and evolution. And it feels encouraging and wonderful to have them express themselves in this fest. This education initiative has had the support of State Bank of India and Marico Nihar Naturals, and we are immensely grateful for it. Our judges have had a tough time choosing the winners, and you will see the list and the names of all the judges across categories and events in our house magazine, Parichay Mein Parichay, which is available online on our website. We feel blessed that today we have judges amongst us who are renowned and experts in their field, and they tell us that as a child, they themselves had participated in Nrityanjali Fest. There are no words to express my feelings for the unwavering dedication and love of our volunteers, for their proactiveness in conducting Nrityanjali Fest online. We all know that the youth are so tech savvy, and there is so much I learned from them. As has been the practice for 35 years, every participant of Nrityanjali Fest Interschool Competitions will receive a certificate of appreciation. The first prize winner receives the certificate and gold medal. The second prize winner receives a certificate and silver medal. The third prize winners receive certificates, and the consolation prize winners also receive certificates. All prizes and participation certificates of 2020 were sent to the respective schools, and for 2021 too, all participation certificates and prizes will be sent to the respective schools. Congratulations to each child for your brilliant effort. Congratulations to all parents for motivating your children. And congratulations to all schools for their dedication and for keeping the spirit of education alive. I will end with an inspiring thought of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, in his speech in Los Angeles in 1900, said, "One of the greatest lessons I have learned in my life is to pay as much attention to the means of work as to its end. We forget that it is the cause that produces the effect. The means are the cause. Attention to the means, therefore, is the great secret of life." This, ladies and gentlemen, means that the journey is as important as the goal. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Anona Madam. That was our Managing Director and Trustee of Nrityanjali, Dr. Anona Guha. As rightly said, yes, it is a journey that we have completed 35 years. In 2011, we celebrated the Silver Jubilee year of the Interschool Competitions. But this journey has been only possible with the right kind of support that we had. And we just not had support from the schools, from the teachers, from the parents, from the students, but also some of the well-wishers that we have, either from the corporate or the social sector. This year too, we had two lovely organizations who actually kind of supported this cause by being there with us. they also serve who stand and wait. And that's the kind of philosophy that we align with them. And I would like to introduce these two great organizations who supported us. They are, as suggested, State Bank of India and Marico Limited. A little bit about State Bank of India, which is a Fortune 500 company, is an Indian multinational public sector banking and financial services statutory body headquartered in our own Mumbai. The rich heritage and the legacy of over 200 years accreditates SBI as the most trusted bank by Indians through generations. SBI, the largest Indian bank with 1/4 the market share, serves over 45 crore customers through its vast network of over 22,000 branches, 62,000 plus ATMs and ADWMs, and 72,000 BC outlets, with an undeterred focus on innovation and customer centricity, which stems from the core values of the bank: service, transparency, ethics, politeness, and sustainability. Indeed, these are the 5 reasons why Nrityanjali is aligned with this bank and feels at home with State Bank of India, because Nrityanjali also believes in service, transparency, ethic, politeness, and sustainability. And Nrityanjali Fest is its live example where we are serving the community. We are transparent about the entire proceedings. We follow ethics. Our volunteers are polite, and we continue to sustain this event year after year. The bank has successfully diversified businesses through its various subsidiaries, that is SBI General Insurance, SBI Life Insurance, SBI Mutual Funds, SBI Cards, and so on. It has spread its presence globally and operates across time zones through 229 offices in 31 foreign countries. Growing with times, SBI continues to redefine banking in India as it aims to offer responsible and sustainable banking solutions. That's SBI for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being there with us to make this event successful. Likewise, we also have Marico Limited. The association with Marico is over 2 decades. We started with them with a lot of educational activities conducted for teachers, parents, students, and principals. Marico Limited is one of the India's leading consumer goods companies operating in the health, beauty, and wellness space. With its headquarters again in Mumbai, Marico is present in over 25 countries across emerging markets of Asia and Africa. It nurtures leading brands across categories of hair care, skin care, edible oils, healthy food, hygiene, male grooming, and fabric care. In fact, that is the reason why we all know Marico so well. The brand that believes in promoting education and has supported Nrityanjali Fest is the Nihar Naturals. Nihar Naturals portfolio today offers quality solutions for the need of the progressive woman. Nihar Naturals includes Nihar Natural Coconut Hair Oil and Nihar Naturals Shanti Badam Amla Hair Oil. That was, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 supporting organizations that helped this year to successfully take forward Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competition. We now move on to invite our special guest from SBI, who has been a support again, as I said. And this gentleman has been the most humble person who has been interacting with our officials. He is none other than Mr. Govind Narayan Goel, Deputy General Manager and Circle Development Officer of State Bank of India. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that he is an intellect because he is from IIT Kharagpur. He did his MTech, he then completed his MBA, and for 20 years is in banking industry. The domains that he has intense knowledge and because of which he regularly is in the space of sharing this knowledge is general banking, forex, credit, general insurance, human resources, and general administration. You will see his human touch when you hear him now after this profile reading. He has worked in rural, semi-urban, urban, and metro centers, which reflects that he has been able to work at every level of the society. He has been awarded by the State Bank's highest award, the Chairman Club membership in 2017, and was also awarded the Asia Excellence Award in 2014, which is a certificate of merit for Asia Leadership Excellence Award by the IAG, that is Insurance Australia Group. But Sir doesn't stop there. He has multiple hobbies. Some of them are that he loves to listen to music, he loves traveling, and is a voracious reader, specifically reading newspapers. So he's always updated with what is happening across the globe. We welcome Mr. Govind Narayan Goyal to please share his words of wisdom with our lovely children, our parents, our teachers, and our principals. Narayan Goyal sir, over to you. Thank you.
State Bank of India, SBI, the largest lender of the country and the banker to every Indian, offers its greeting to the management of Nrityanjali Group, the schools, the parents, and the participants at Nrityanjali Fest 2021, the Interschool Competition. Indeed, SBI is happy to be part of Nrityanjali Fest, Interschool Competition 2021. And we congratulate every winner and also the participants for having come together with a spirit of sportsmanship. As we have been told that Nrityanjali Fest, inter-school competition are being held for last 35 years. And what is more endearing is that in spite of the global pandemic, the fest continued in 2020 and also this year 2021, albeit online. We at SBI are even more elated to learn that the competition were held live and not through pre-recorded videos. It is indeed a feat. We find that 6,056 students from 98 schools pan-India have participated at the Fest 2021, and SBI truly feels contented to support such activities which enhance the spirit of living. We appreciate this at Nrityanjali Group conducts social services, education, performing arts, and the corporate trainings. Most of the activities involve selfless service to the society. We wish to congratulate the members of the Nrityanjali Group for their selfless commitment and service to the society. It gives me immense pleasure to know that Dr. Tushar Gua, founder chairman Nrityanjali Group, mentor, educator, performing artist, counselor, author, and motivational speaker, who is the first doctorate in the world in personality development, USA, and first to saw the seeds of the personality development as a leader more than 2 decades ago. Thank you, everyone, and once again, congratulations to winners and participants of the Fest 2021. Thank you.
That was indeed Nara Goyal sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful words of wisdom. I'm sure all of us will re-look at it and hear it again and again, especially our Nrityanjali volunteers must do that because we seldomly get this opportunity. We're fortunate because of the organization that we are in, we're able to have such great people. But why stop there? Let's have some more words of wisdom from our great judges also. But before that, the usual practice that we have, the usual tradition of Nrityanjali Fest Interschool Competition Prizing Function is having a show by the Nrityanjali artists for the lovely children who are going to miss it for this year too, but maybe not for the next year. So here's presenting Anurati, presentation by the Nrityanjali artists for you lovely schools, teachers, parents, and students. That was a Nurati for all of us. And we move ahead because we're all waiting for the special surprise to know the winning schools. But again, as I said, before going there, we have certain few words of wisdom to be heard from our great judges. And of course, the most awaited, our chairman, founder, and lovable Dr. Tushar Guha sir. I invite a young volunteer who is pursuing her higher studies now to introduce our first judge who has expressed to be a part of this entire presidential function, and we are honored to have her with us. I will not disclose her name. It will be disclosed by our volunteer who will be reading out her profile and introducing us to this great judge. Over to Vinaya ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I am Vinaya Kenia, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce all of you to Mrs. Arpana Rao ma'am. We are honored that Mrs. Arpana Rao ma'am, the renowned Kathak artist, will be addressing us on this momentous occasion. She holds Kathak Alankar from Gandharva Mahavidyalaya. A direct disciple of Guru Gopi Krishna, she has also learned under Guru Asha Joglekar ji, Guru Mita Banerjee ji, and also Guru Uma Dogra ji, and has attended a number of workshops by Pandit Birju Maharaj. Director and founder of Arpana Nityalaya with branches in Mumbai's Seven Bungalow, Powai, Warsaw, and Juhu. She has acted in 3 highly successful plays, both in India and in abroad, with Dinyar Contractor. Acted in TV serial Kavita and anchored in show Unse Kehna. Arpana ji worked on MTV hit show Bakra with Cyrus Barocha. Acted opposite Suresh Gopi in Malayalam movie Masmaran. We at Nrityanjali felt privileged that she graced our fest as judge, and today she has so willingly expressed her desire to address us. Ma'am, we are eagerly waiting to hear you.
Thank you, Vinaya. That was so sweet. I was like, thank you for such a lovely introduction. To begin with, I want to thank Dr. Tushar ji and Anona ji for giving me this opportunity to see such beautiful, enthusiastic dancers. I say enthusiastic because in this time which is prevailing, yet I could see so much of enthu, so much of positivity. So even if I was going through some personal thing, and thank you, Anona ji, for giving me this. There was a lot of my daughter was not well, and that really pepped me up, seeing those kids there in this time, you know, doing and really dressing up and coming ahead and doing up their house. So it was beautiful. Thank you once again. Now, Nrityanjali, a name which rings in my mind: growth. Growth of a parent, of a teacher, and of a student. And I feel that is a growth of a person, because either you're a parent, you're a teacher, or you're a student in every part of your life. So that's what Nrityanjali means to me. And I saw such lovely children, you know, while judging the Kathak competition. And the best part is the parents were so enthused. They were messaging that, did you see how do we change this and how do we do that? Is she a good dancer? Is she not? So I was like really overwhelmed by all this. Thank you once again, Anona ji and Tushar ji, for giving this. And one has to learn the art of giving from you people. I think it's like individuals like you, because of which this world is moving, even during this time of the pandemic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aparna Rao ma'am. Those words of wisdom and appreciation definitely will go a long way with all of us, including our volunteers. They will feel very honored to hear such good words from you. And definitely students must be feeling excited to see you again on the screen, especially the Kathak students, and will be pointing out, this was the one who judged me. And giving your time for this event makes it, again, very special.
Sorry to put in, the ones whom not one shouldn't say, this was the one who judged me.
But that's how it is, right, ma'am? You know, that's the fun of the entire competition that we have. But you know, whenever students come to Nrityanjali Fest, they've always been fed with an idea that you're here not only just to win, but to lose gracefully. And in fact, I would say that those who have only lost to make the winners feel happy. Otherwise, the differentiator would not be there anyway. Having said that, let's come to our next judge again. He aligns with Nrityanjali's philosophy in many ways, Nrityanjali is an institution of performing arts, education, personality development, social service, and management services. And the name definitely talks about dance, but more than that, we're into education, we're into corporate sector, we are into social work, we're into building personalities. And he's one such blend where you can see the personality both as an artist as well as a corporate professional. When Nrityanjali got introduced to Mr. Ravi Sitaraman sir, he was looked as an HR of an organization. But when you looked deeper in, he was much more. What he was and what he specializes in will be shortly heard from our young engineer, who's again a brilliant dancer, Mr. Parameshwaran, who will introduce us to Mr. Ravi Sitaraman sir. Over to Parameshwaran.
Thank you, sir. Introducing Mr. Ravi Sitaramanji fills us with emotions. I have met this most unassuming human being when he graced us as our judge during the physical Nrityanjali Fest in 2018 and 19. We could not even feel that he is the General Manager HRD of Inventia Healthcare and a Pandit in Carnatic Sangeet. During the last 2 years of the pandemic, Ravi sir remained with Nrityanjali and we felt so secure. Sir is an eloquent speaker, an avid reader, keen traveler, a good cook, and above all, a brilliant vocalist. His lessons in Carnatic Sangeet began at the age of 7 years and then under Guru Sri Muthuswami Dikshita, one of the trinities of Carnatic music, he learned the nuances of violin also. An expert in Carnatic Sangeet and light solo, he is devoted to music even now in spite of the professional demands. Sir, you are an inspiration to us. We are overwhelmed and keen to listen to your valuable guidance. Pranam.
Thank you so much, Parameshwaran ji, for this warm introduction about me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Guha, Dr. Anuna Guha, Dr. Girish sir, all of you. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this momentous Choral Jubilee year of Nrityanjali Fest Interschool Competition Prize Distribution 2021. It's indeed been my privilege. It's also been my privilege to be associated with this fest for the last decade or so. At a professional level, I must say, I've also had the privilege of closely working with Nrityanjali's Management Services Division for some of our very effective executive and leadership programs. So the association goes a long way. What has always been amazing is the sheer scale of this entire competition that's getting organized year after year. And I'm told with the current participation of over 2 lakh students from 750 plus schools in over 102 categories of events speaks volumes about this mammoth competition. And the year after year, a huge success story of this fest is sheer testimony to the passion that the Nrityanjali Fest has been able to create amongst the student population. It's extremely heartening to see so many beautiful young students cutting across age groups, enthusiastically participating and putting their best efforts and displaying some really, really good talent. Although all their efforts are really commendable, as also the ones behind the scenes, their parents, the teachers, the principals, and of course, the Nrityanjali management along with their dedicated team. All these efforts, I'm sure, assume a larger significance as we all know that we have realized in this last couple of years in this current context of digital outreach and digital facilitation. As a student of music myself, I would definitely sincerely thank Nrityanjali for creating this wonderful platform to nurture talent, foster our culture, as also their concerted contributions towards performing arts. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sitaraman sir. That was lovely. Very corporate-like, yet very humane. The touch could be felt here also by all of us present here. We had many other judges also who would want to be a part of this, but because we had to have the prize function, and that itself would take a lot of time announcing. So we chose the best of the two judges, and they were here for us to, encourage us to go 350 years now. We may not be there, but we might continue to be there for the next 350 years as Nrityanjali Fest 33,000, whatever it comes to. But before we move on to the prize function, as I said, the much awaited speech has to be happening. And that is of none other than our founder, chairman, Dr. Tushar Guha sir, whom all parents and teachers, not maybe so much of students, but definitely the principals, teachers, and parents are eagerly waiting to hear, because this is the only time when they get an opportunity to hear from him, to learn from him. And also, it is a great privilege for all the students to get appreciation from him, from an educator who has been teaching their principals and teachers across India and abroad. Over to Dr. Tushar Guha sir.
Thank you, Girish sir. My greetings to our honored guests, the judges, principals, teachers, parents, and my dear children. I was listening to the words of wisdom with a very emotional mind. And, State Bank of India and Marico, they are not our sponsors, they are our blessings, they are our support, they are our spirit. And when Mr. Goel spoke, he spoke the feeling from within, because Mrs. Ruma De of State Bank of India, Dr. Vaishali Gode of Marico Limited, they are the reason for which these two great organizations are connected to Nrityanjali. I happen to know both of them personally, and Mr. Goel's words had that continuity, that spontaneous flow of touch, of humanity, touch of compassion. Mr. Ravi Sitaramanji and Arpana Raoji, I know that you know what both of you mean to us. I know that you live in our hearts. And today, both of you not only joined us, you have given an inspiration to all our volunteers and members, to all our students. In fact, both of you know me personally, and you know that I'm a very emotional man, so my eyes get moist very fast. And listening to both of you, naturally, I had a lot of things that I could keep on remembering. Now I want to tell the children, the students who participated in the fest. Without you, Nrityanjali Fest can never happen. Each one of you participated, some won, some may not have won. But I admire your guts, your courage to come to a public forum and showcase your talent. So what if I have not got a prize? But I had the guts to face thousands of people. And that's sportsman spirit. That's what Nrityanjali Fest teaches you. Thank you, students, for being with us. Parents, year after year, I bow to you. You know why? Because you have created a legacy. You have left footprints. That is because when your children outgrow and become big, and they are no longer connected to Nrityanjali Fest, and when new parents with the new children come in, they automatically follow your legacy, your footprints of bonding with Nrityanjali, of trust, faith, and belief. And that's what is your contribution to make Nrityanjali Fest what it is. I bow to each and every parent year after year. I often hear that so many judges or parents, even during the prize distribution physical, they said, my daughter had participated, now my grandchild is participating and receiving the prize. Since I have been there all the 35 years, so therefore I have the entire memory, everything flashes in front of my eyes. The principals, the school management, and the teachers. Our gratitude, our love, and our humility is for you. I recollect that in 1987, when we started, from then on, even till date, we get a lot of appreciation and praises, but we also get a lot of criticism. I have always told my team then, and I tell them now, that is our warning. That's our sign of alertness. We have to be on our toes. To err is human. All of us falter. We try to improve. But my only request to the critics is, when you criticize, please do read or go through the rules and regulations, go through the policies, find out the facts. For often we have found that most of this criticism comes because of ignorance. So therefore, let us find out what is the truth. No event, big or small, can ever be perfect. So neither is Nrityanjali Fest. We don't claim. What is the beautiful thing in Nrityanjali is young boys and girls join in as a volunteer. They learn the ropes of event management. The seniors yield place to the new, and the growth continues. In fact, on 20th, Nrityanjali quarterly magazine, Parichaya Mein Parichaya, is published online, and I read there that number of volunteers have said that it is their first year, or some it was their third year, some it was their fifth year. But each one said that we are mastering the art of leadership. And it gave me so much of joy. And that is what, let us, each one of us, understand that we are not only encouraging the children of the schools to participate and win, but we are encouraging an entire group of youth to come forward, to be constructive, to learn to give and give selflessly. Both Arpanaji as well as Ravi Sitaramanji said that Nrityanjali is synonymous to giving. Yes, I feel very, very proud, because as performing artists, we have always been taught to give and give completely, sampurna roop se de karke sampurna roop se pao. That has been our motto. I do not know how much we are able to give, but at least whatever we have, we are giving. And that itself is our joy. That itself is our satisfaction. Congratulations to every participants of every school. And I'm sure year after year, we shall be together. Maybe even in 2022, we might hold the fest online. We are still not very sure, but we are really wishing that it is going to be physical the next time. Till then, wish you all the best, and we shall meet again in 2022 Fest, Nrityanjali Fest, Interschool Competitions. Thank you. God bless all of us.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, we are all praying that the next year's competitions as well as the prize function are not virtual, but they are at the venues, and we celebrate it more joyously, more together, and share more of laughters and tears during the competition. We now come to the most awaited part. And as Dr. Goa rightly said, we're going to give away the names of the winning schools to all of you. As Ravi Sitaraman said, more than 700 schools participated, out of which 98 schools are the winning schools from across Central Zone, Navi Mumbai Zone, Western Zone, and South Mumbai Zone. To begin with, we'll begin with our youngest zone, and that is our South Mumbai Zone. I invite a very young, dynamic, and the first-time volunteer, but a more promising volunteer, Ms. Sana Parab, to please announce the winning schools to all of us and make us feel rejoiced and happy. Over to Sana Parab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a touching introduction. It is a pleasure to declare the results of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competition. I and our team members are indeed excited to congratulate the winners. I begin with the results of South Mumbai Zone and will read out the names of the school in the reverse order. That is, the winner school name will be announced the last. So here we are, with the names of the prize winners of South Mumbai schools. Wallinscombe House School, Walkeshwar, followed by B.S. Bengali Girls High School, Churchgate, followed by St. Peter's School, Mazgaon, Next, Green Lawn High School, Warden Road, followed by IS Orion School, Dadar, followed by St. Anne's High School, Kulaba. Next, HVB Global Academy, Marine Lines. Here comes the winners list. The special prize goes to St. Xavier's Boys Academy, Churchgate. The second runner-up prize goes to Mount Litra G School, Bind, MP. Wow, so many participants. That's so delightful. The second runner-up prize again goes to Mount Litra G School, Bind, MP. The first runner-up prize goes to the Blossom Sundarbai Thakase English High School, Churchgate. Again, there are too many numbers of participants, which is very overwhelming to see. And here comes the most awaiting moment of each and every school. The winner school is Queen Mary School, Grant Road. 3 cheers for Queen Mary High School, Grant Road. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Once again, I congratulate the participants and the winner school. I wish we will be sharing the same bond and same trust, and I hope we will be receiving same level of support from you in future. Until then, I wish for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sana Parab. The cheers are definitely reminding us of the auditorium experience. Now moving on to our next youngest but eldest to South Mumbai School, the Navi Mumbai Zone. And who better than Mr. Parmeshwaran to introduce us to the winners of Navi Mumbai Zone School, one of the promising zones that we look forward to always. Over to Mr. Parmeshwaran.
Thank you, sir. Now, the results of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competitions, Navi Mumbai Zone. I will read out the names of the schools in the reverse order. That is, the winner school name will be announced the last. Keep your ears open to listen to me and your eyes open to read the list shown on the screen. And congratulations, the prize winners of Navi Mumbai schools. Starting with St. Xavier's High School, Airoli, and Avalon Heights International School, Vashi, and Podar International ICSE School, Nerul. Soon after this, we have Rayan International School, Sanpada, and Sanjeevani International School, Kharghar. Here comes our next school, Delhi Public School, Nehru. Down the line, we have DAV Public School, New Panvel from Navi Mumbai Zone. Congratulations to every participant. Coming up next, DAV International School, Kharghar. Moving ahead, we have Jai Purayar School, Sanpada. We all can witness on screen. The participation is in huge number. Let's cheer up, everyone. Congratulations to each and every participant. Moving on to the special prize winners of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Navi Mumbai Zone. New Horizon Public School from Airoli. Congratulations, everyone. Now we have the runner-up The second runner-up of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Navi Mumbai Zone goes to Euro School Airoli. And we have the first runner-up prize of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 from Navi Mumbai Zone goes to DAV Public School Airoli. Congratulations to each and every participant. And the list goes on. And now, finally, we have arrived to the most awaited moment of the event that I would be announcing in a short while. Any guesses? I'm sure you guessed it right. Put your hands together for the winner of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Navi Mumbai Zone goes to Datta Mege World Academy Airoli. Once again, a hearty congratulations to each and every participants. Let's cheer up everyone for the winner of Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Navi Mumbai Zone. Once again, Datta Mege World Academy Airoli. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parmeshwaran. That was wonderful. And I'm sure all the Navi schools are even more excited to hear the names. Moving on to the next zone. Again, one of our favorite zone. And especially because we're not being biased, but yes, the parents are overwhelmingly supportive in this zone, especially because of the so-called Gujarati community that we have and a huge lineup of schools that participate. And that is none other than Western Zone. We'll be announcing the Western Zone results, and who better than we can have invite the youngest member of Nrityanjali, not just the volunteer, but also the performer and artist, Miss Arnika Sakpal, who will be sharing this list with all of us. So let's hear it from Arnika Sakpal.
Thank you, sir. We all know that Nrityanjali Fest is divided into 4 zones. Now, the results of the Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competitions Western Zone will be declared. Yes, the list will be read out in the reverse order. That is, the winner school name will be announced the last. Congratulations, the prize winners of Western Zone. Keep it up. Let's start with Jamnabai Narse School, Juhu. Parle Tilak Vidyalaya ICSC Bire Parle East, followed by Homeschooling Andheri. MKVV International Vidyalaya Borivali, RN Podar School Khar, followed by Billabong International High School Andheri. Shri Harshad C. Walia International School Andheri West, Bibgyor School Borivali, Pradnya Bodhini High School Goregaon, and the special prize goes to Visanji Academy Andheri. Our second runner-up is Children's Academy Thakur Complex. And here we have our first runner-up, MLRT Gala Pioneer English School, Kandivali. Now, any guesses for the winner school? All right, let me announce the winner of the Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Interschool Competition Western Zone winner, Kapol Vidyanidhi's International School, Kandivali. A hearty congratulations to all the participants.
Thank you, Miss Arnika Sekpal. That was a wonderful read, and I'm sure again our parents and teachers and schools and students are equally excited to hear the names. And now we come to our special child. This is our firstborn for Nityanjali, with whom we actually did all our trials, we had all our errors, and we all had our tear joys. And this is where we started our journey in 1987. And that's none other than, obviously, our Central Zone. So here's reading out the names of the winning schools from Central Zone. And once again, I invite our lovely Miss Vinaya Keni to announce these winners through the entire enthusiasm that she has. Over to Vinaya.
Thank you, sir. The largest zone of Nrityanjali Fest is the Central Zone. With the declaration of the names of the prize-winning schools of the Central Zone, Nrityanjali Interschool Competitions 2021 will come to a close. And we will move forward to Nrityanjali Fest 2022 Interschool Competitions. Congratulations to the winner participants, to the winning schools, the teachers, principals, and above all, to all the parents. So here we go. Let us begin. So the first school in the list of the Central Zone prize-winning school is Lokpuram Public School, Thane, followed by Kidland English School, Koper, followed by Holy Cross Convent School, Thane. Next in the list we have St. Gregorius High School, Chembur, Sir Muttarao School, Chennai, which is our guest school, Srimati Sulochana Devi Singhania School, Thane. Further, Bhavans Adarsh Vidyalaya, Kerala, which is our guest school, followed by DAV International School, Mulund, Fatima High School, Vidya Vihar, Manjunath Vidyalaya, Dombivli, Nihar International, Chandivali. Next, we have Swami Vivekanand High School, Chembur, Kohinoor International School, Kurla West, Abhay International School, Vikroli, followed by Holy Angel School, Dombivli East, Rishikul Vidyalaya, Ghatkopar, Udyachal School, Vikroli, and Delhi Public School, Bhopal, Ahmedabad, which is also a guest school, Modern English School, Dombivli, New Horizon Neo Kids, Vasant Lawns, followed by the Universal High School, Chembur. Further, we have St. Mary's High School, Kalyan East, GS Shetty International School, Bhandu, Home School, Ghatkopar, next in the line, we have St. Teresa Convent School, Dombivli, New Horizons Scholar School, Rodas, Thane West, followed by Omkar English School, Dombivli CBSE, followed by Omkar International School, Dombivli East, Podar Brayo International School, Badlapur, succeeded by Don Bosco School, Dombivli West, and Sri Narayan Guru Central School, Chembur, followed by SVDD English Medium School, Ghatkopar. Next in the line, we have St. George High School, Mulund, followed by the Somaya School, Vidya Vihar East, followed by NES High School, Bhandup West, and Navodaya English School and Junior College, Kisan Nagar, Thane. Next, we have St. John High School, Dombivli, Omkar Public School, CBSE, Thakurli, followed by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Vidyalaya, Mulund. Further in the list, we have Saraswati Vidyalaya, Godbandar Road, Thane, followed by New Horizons Scholar School, Vasant Lawns, Thane. Next, we have St. Mary's Convent High School, Mulund West, and IES Chandrakant Patkar Vidyalaya, Dombivli East, followed by PG Garudia ICSE School, Ghatkopar East, New Horizon International School, Hiranandani Estate, Thane. And B.K. Birla Public School, Kalyan. Followed by Model English School, Dombivli. Followed by Arya Gurukul, Ambarnath. And Little Angel School, Sion. Now we'll be announcing the prize-winning schools of the Central Zone. So let us begin. The first prize is the special prize. So the special prize from the Central Zone, Nrityanjali Fest 2021 goes to New Horizons Scholar School, Anand Nagar, Thane. We have so many participants. The names are split into 2 slides. And now the second runner-up. The second runner-up for Nrityanjali Fest 2021 Central Zone is JJ Academy, Mulund. Followed by the first runner-up. So the first runner-up from Central Zone is Lodha World School, Palawa, Dombivli. And finally, the winner school. The winner school from Central Zone, Nrityanjali Fest 2021 is Arya Gurukul, Kalyan. Arya Gurukul, Kalyan has won this from Central Zone, Nrityanjali Fest 2021. Congratulations to all the participants, to all the winners. With that, we come to an end of declaring the prize. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vinayakini. Thank you to all of you for the wonderful read. And I'm sure all of us are excited. But with that, we come to an end of our today's program. But the program cannot be ended without the vote of thanks. And for that, I'm privileged to invite the head of Social Activities Division, Mrs. Maitri Khedekar, to give away the vote of thanks. Mrs. Maitri Khedekar is not only the head of Social Activities Division, but is also the trustee and the editor of our house magazine, Parichay Mein Parichay. We request all of you to visit our website and download the soft copies to have a wonderful read of the magazine. I once again invite Mrs. Maitri Khedekar.
Thank you, Mr. Girish Dalvi. I feel so privileged to get this opportunity to acknowledge the contribution of all those whose efforts have helped us to make this online Nrityanjali Fest Interschool Competitions 2021 a huge success. To be very honest, I feel the word thank you is just not enough to express all the gratitude that we have for them. But as rightly said by William Arthur Ward, that feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present but not giving it. So let me take this honors and thank all those who have really contributed in this journey of us. On behalf of Nrityanjali Social Activities Division, I sincerely thank our official supporters for the fest, that is Marico Limited and State Bank of India. They have been our support in this noble cause of encouraging young talent. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the zonal heads of Nrityanjali Fest. Mrs. Geeta Chandrasekharan, Navi Mumbai Zone, Mrs. Neeta Parekh, South Mumbai Zone, Mrs. Sangeeta Sawant, Western Zone, and me for the Central Zone. They have continuously tried in connecting with the schools, principals, teachers in this pandemic times where the meeting in person was not possible. a big thank you to our dear sir and founder chairman of Nityanjali, Dr. Tushar Guha, and our managing director, Dr. Anuna Guha, who have taken tireless efforts in planning, scheduling, administrating all the minor details of all the events, though they would not feel the need to do so. But truly, thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to all the school managements from all the zones, participants, principals, teachers, parents, all those who have continued to believe in our work and have given their 100% participation, cooperation, and support. We also had guest schools from outside Mumbai. This further strengthens our confidence so that we can have more schools from Pan India in future fests. So a big thank you to them too. A sincere thanks to all our dear judges who have shared their valuable time and knowledge with all the participants. We also had 2 judges who shared their views, their opinion, and their heartfelt gratitude for us even during our prize distribution ceremony. So thank you, Mr. Ravi Sitaramanji and Mrs. Arpana Rao. To enable a flawless performance on screen, a lot of work goes behind the screen as its initial preparations. How can we forget our young dynamic volunteers who have, along with their personal commitments, have managed the events fantastically. Sometimes managing the events single-handedly, sometimes 2 events at a time, and most of the times events with technical disturbances. All this was possible only because of our tech savvy, our smart and enthusiastic volunteers. So thank you. And I would like to mention our big brigade of our volunteers. So I'm going to read out the names of all. It would take a long time, but still, it gives me a immense pleasure to read out the young names. So we have thank you to Mr. Satyen Taude, Ms. Juhi Trivedi, Ms. Nikita Basari, Ms. Nitasha Chaudhary, Ms. Vinaya Kenny, Ms. Dhanya Uttumadatil, Ms. Sejal Parab, Ms. Arnika Sakpal, Mr. Dinesh Singh, Mr. Sagar Damle, Ms. Manasi Damle, Ms. Nivedita Damle, Ms. Vaidehi Damle, Mr. Mahadevan, Mr. Parameshwaran, Ms. Sahara, Ms. Sangeeta Sawant, Ms. Sanika, Ms. Swananda, Mr. Shashank De, Ms. Shrishti De, Ms. Sachi Prasad, Ms. Sana Parab, Mr. Balakrishna Sawant, Ms. Audrey Datta, and Ms. Kavya Kelly. If I missed out any names, my apologies. So that was a huge brigade. So thank you, the young dynamic team who would carry on this, future fests too with the same enthusiasm. Our office staff is like a backbone of our fest. Without them, things would not have been and never would have been possible. So a warm and loving thank you to Ms. Sangeeta Garud, Mr. Baban Kokate, and Mr. Ranjan Bodhankar, who have an ever-smiling face and are always ready to help us with whatever we ask them. So thank you. We would also like to thank Part Solutions, who have designed the Nityanjali Fest website page so nicely and so beautifully, so that everything gets taken care of, and also our general knowledge event was conducted through the website. Thank you InstaMojo for making our online payment of fees very easy. It was taken care of very nicely. Thank you Richie Rich for supplying us the winner medals on time, and Saraswati Printers for the beautiful certificates. The event though seems that they have been completed, but for us there is a major task of writing the winner and participation certificates once the events are over. So to complete that major task, we had a few volunteers who volunteered to give their time and helped us to take up this task. So thank you, Ms. Juhi Trivedi, once again, Ms. Vinaya Kenny, Ms. Sejal Parab, Ms. Sachi Prasad, Ms. Sangeeta Sawant, who have helped us in this task. And last but not the least, the one person who handles everything. So, when we seem to be so relaxed, so nice on screen is all because of Mr. Girish Dalvi, a trustee of Nityanjali, who is always there. If we have some issues, we just give him a call and he has a sweet smile on his face. He makes us relax first and then he tries to handle the situation and guides us so that how we can correct it. So thank you, Girishji, for always being there and carrying on the show so smoothly. So once again, thank you all for being a part of this journey with us.
Thank you, Maitri ma'am. Please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you everyone once again, and we hope to see you again for Nrityanjali Fest 2022 Interschools Competition. Till then, from Nrityanjali, signing off, Girish Dalvi. Bye-bye.